Have you ever looked at something and been tricked? Our brains are powerful, but they can be fooled. Illusions play tricks on our senses. They make us see things that aren't real or misunderstand what's right in front of us. Illusions are fascinating. They show us that our brains try to make sense of the world, but sometimes they get it wrong. From simple optical illusions to mind-bending puzzles, illusions remind us that reality is not always what it seems. Illusions can be fun and entertaining. Magicians use them to amaze us. Artists use them to create incredible art. Even scientists study illusions to learn more about how our brains work. Our senses give us information about the world. We see with our eyes, hear with our ears, and touch with our skin. But sometimes our senses can be tricked. Our eyes see light and colors. Our brains then try to understand this information, but sometimes the information is confusing. This is when we see an illusion. For example, imagine a picture of two lines. One line looks longer than the other, but when you measure them, you realize they are the same size. This is an illusion. Your brain is tricked by the way the lines are drawn. There are many famous illusions. One example is the Muller-Lyer illusion. This illusion uses two lines with arrows on the ends. The arrows point in different directions, making one line look longer than the other. Another famous illusion is the Ames room. This is a specially designed room that makes people look bigger or smaller than they are. It works by tricking your brain into thinking the room is a normal shape when it's not. These illusions work because our brains rely on past experiences to understand the world. When we see something unusual, our brains try to fit it into what we already know. This can lead to us seeing things incorrectly. Illusions are fascinating because they reveal the inner workings of our brains. They show us that our perception of reality is not always accurate. Our brains are constantly trying to make sense of the world around us. We are easily fooled by illusions because our brains use shortcuts to process information quickly. These shortcuts are usually helpful, but they can also lead to errors in perception. Illusions exploit these shortcuts, revealing the limitations of our sensory systems. By studying illusions, we can learn more about how our brains work and how we perceive the world. Illusions remind us to question what we see and to appreciate the amazing complexity of the human brain.